Everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul, and this video is basically the answer to the question of how much market share do I have and how much market share could I potentially acquire, and how do I acquire that market share profitably, right? So at the end of the day, this is the tool we use internally. Well, that tool is just a Google Sheet, right? Like putting in different reports. But long story short, this is basically just the search core performance report data, the search volume. And now you might go ahead and say, oh, but we can't rely on the search core performance report data. I agree, there's a problem with data integrity on Amazon. But at the end of the day, who do we trust more, Helium 10 or Amazon when it comes to search volume data of Amazon? Probably Amazon, right? So now, okay, we basically know, how much search volume or basically, market share, like how much traffic there's just at the end of the day. And we also know our position for those search terms, right? This is data over data set. This is the search term impression share data set. And yeah, that's really what it comes down to. So it's just like synthesizing a lot of accounts. And the first principle of Amazon, right? What's the first principle of Amazon? It's just we want to rank for as many keywords as possible, as high as possible, under relevant search terms to generate more like revenue at the end of the day. So this tool is basically just to evaluate, are we missing any targets? Do we have holes in our game? Okay. For example, of course, I've blurred out the data sets to be confidential with the client, but now we can know, okay, for example, here, let's just assume row 17 is a relevant, search term, and we're currently, hitting it, but we're not converting. So then we would zoom in to either AMS or the campaign and look at, okay, where's the spend coming from? Is it coming from top of search, rest of search, product detail pages? Okay, if we see it's coming from, product detail pages or rest of search, then we, implement a top of search multiplier because, yeah, like generally speaking, the top of search, placements will convert higher. But long story short, let's just assume that's not a good example. For example, let's just assume, for example, here, this is a relevant search term, 1,500 search volume per month is significant, and we're not targeting it. So we want to target that. Number one, in the sponsor product, brand, keyword tag campaign with all match types, because at the end of the day, we just intend to like throw, stuff at the wall, see what sticks, like cut away what's not working, and scale what is working. And now we basically also want to, I would recommend that you target all product targets on the first page in, sponsor product, sponsor brand, sponsor display, and you just put out volume, okay? Dude, I see accounts, yeah? We just like took over an account of a client previously, and dude, they tested 3 campaigns a month. I'm like, bro, like, dude, what is this? Like, what is this? If I am going to test, 30 campaigns per month, I just have more volume. And now you might say, okay, but we can just increase the bid if the keyword is already in the campaign. Okay, I don't care, yeah, whatever. Who cares, bro? What tactic you use, as long as it is efficient and effective, okay? But you have to track if it's effective, okay? Because if you just like change bids, but you don't really know if you're increasing rankings and spend, then what are you doing? Like you're just like tapping in the dark and you have no clarity. So this is really what we use, because now I know, okay, either we launch a single keyword campaign or we increase the bid, but we know, okay, are we spending more or not? That's really what it comes down to. And then we can also see, for example, another good example is, for example, here we're increasing spend, but I would like to see a bigger increase because it's relatively, effective. For example, here we have high search volume and it has been converting last month and last week, so in calendar week 13, but not in calendar week 14. So yeah, I mean, PPC can only do so much. Of course, we also have to have the best product on the market. For example, a good example is, what's a good example? A good example is here, okay, like, that might not be a good example. So what's a good example? Let me find a good example. So this is relatively tight, but for example here, yeah, I would like to see more spend here. And yeah, it's a good example. Like for example here, okay, 400 search volume might not be, I would say it's definitely relevant. I want to get as many conversions as possible from those 400 searches. But if you think it's not good enough for you, yeah, 400 search volume is not good enough for you, go ahead, give me the conversions. Go ahead, bro. So, we have like low spend here, so I want to target this. And this is basically how we evaluate our budget allocation on targeting, not on target, on search term level, right? Because like we have portfolio, ASIN level, target, like ad group level, target level, and then search term level. So, of course, over time, we should spend more for search terms with higher search volume and a high ROAS. And through, I don't care if we like increase the bid, okay, if we use single keyword campaigns, as long as we get it done, okay? But I just recommend single keyword campaigns because only with single keyword campaigns do you have granular control for the placements. That's a fact. That's not my opinion, that's a fact, okay? So take it or leave it, but at the end of the day, yeah, that's really what it comes down to. So if you want access to the cheat, just like DM me, subscribe for more content like this, and see you in the next video.